you'll have to excuse my voice. I'm having vocal cord issues, but I can talk. So I have been with the student nurse program here for, I guess since the summer. I've been a nurse for almost 23 years. I have worked in pediatrics. I have been a labor and delivery, postpartum, a NICU nurse, and I've been a manager. I've taught nursing clinicals for nursing schools, and now I am part of the student nurse program here at Parkview. A little bit on my background, I was raised in Fort Wayne Community Schools, so I went to Snyder High School. I went to AMPA's Career Center, it was called AMPA's back then. I think it's called Career.
Not sure what it is.
Academy?
Career Academy. It's called the Career Academy now.
Yeah.
Career Academy, and they actually got me a position through Parkview, and that's where I got my first job, was through Fort Wayne Community Schools. So, and I took that first job, and I spent 11 years there. So, all the way through nursing school until my husband's job moved us to Detroit. So I took a position up there too. But so I worked on the same unit for 11 years, and Fort Wayne Community Schools started me off on that floor. So lots of places you can go in nursing if you're interested. Is anybody interested in nursing? So, yeah. Oh yeah, I've got a couple in here. Okay. So the student nurse program at Parkview is actually really cool. I wish this is something that would have been available when I was in school, but it was not. But it is available now, so I'm happy to be a part of it. So let me talk a little bit about it. So when you are in the student nurse program at Parkview, you are an actual employee. So what we do is you have to apply for the program. You have to fill out an actual application, and you interview for the position. And when you're accepted into the nursing program at Parkview, you work one-on-one with a mentor or a preceptor. It depends on what level you are in the program. And you get to follow that nurse around, and you get to help that nurse. So depending on what level you are, depends on what type of skills you can do. So when you're in the lower level, you do kind of basic skills, and as you get higher in the program, you move up. You can, enter at the lower program, or even when you're in nursing school about to graduate, you can still get into the student nurse program. You don't have to be, just enter it from the lower level. The great thing about the program is you're paired with myself, or there's two other nursing professional development team members, and we kind of help guide you through the program, and we help you kind of find out where you want to go when you graduate, and we help you to get a position on that unit upon graduation. So that's the great part about the program. Also, the flexibility of the program. So we work around your school schedule. So if you want to be in the program and still go to school in Kentucky, you can do that. You can come home on the weekends. You can, come home on fall break. You can come home on Christmas break, spring break, and work and still be in the program. There isn't really a defined amount of hours that you need to work per week, per month. We just ask that you, when you are on those breaks, that you do come home and take advantage of the program, and that you do put some hours in, because that's what it's designed for, is to get you ready to go into that nursing role. So I talked about the different levels. So the first level is our student nurse assistant level, and that is our basic level. So this is the level that we would bring anyone into. Minimum age, you just have to be 17. And, this is kind of where you, come in and decide whether you wanna be a nurse. You don't have to be in nursing school. You can be in high school, and you, basically get trained on those basic skills, that nursing assistants do in the hospital. So we pair you one-on-one with a nurse, and you work with that nurse during the day, and you see what that nurse does. From getting, report about her group of patients from the nurse before, and you are basically that person who does all the care for her group of patients for the day. You do vital signs, you do baths, you get them up and walk, you help with feeding, those types of things for that group of patients. But you also get to see how that nurse works through the day. So how that nurse critically thinks through problems, how that nurse gives medications, how that nurse deals with families, how that nurse deals with the physicians, and other departments. So you really get to see everything that goes on in a nurse's day. The next level you go to is the student nurse tech role. So in the tech role, this is when you're actually in nursing school. So we move you into the tech role after you have taken that first really big med-surg class and clinical. So you've learned how to do a full head-to-toe assessment, and you've been in that clinical setting where you've given medications with your clinical instructor, done those assessments, and then we move you into this role, and we increase your what we call scope of practice. So we increase the amount of skills that you're able to do. So we let you do things like collect lab specimens, we let you take out IVs, we let you take out catheters, and we also bump your pay up a little bit too. So this is also a time where we will let you explore other units. So if you're working on a med-surg unit and you're curious about what goes on in, let's say, the emergency department, or you're curious about what goes on in the labor and delivery unit, these are times where we would arrange for you to go and to spend a shift on those units and see what goes on, so that maybe in the future, if that's something that you wanted to do, you could look into going to maybe work on a different unit in the future. Our last level of the program is the Student Nurse Apprentice, and that's what we call our SNAPs. So if you are in a bachelor's program, you would enter that in your last year of your program, and if you're in an associate's program, you would enter that in the last 6 months. So this is where we will actually put you through the same orientation that we put our RNs that are coming into Parkview through. So you go through the same orientation side by side, we call that Jump Start, and you literally start your orientation process. You start that even before you graduate. So we anticipate you as a SNAP joining the Parkview team after you graduate. So hopefully we have you on a unit where you feel like you are going to work at after you graduate. So we're getting your orientation started, and we're getting you ready to join the team that you are on after you graduate. And once you are approaching graduation, we are working with you to get those offers. So get those job offers and to secure those positions on that floor, so that when you do graduate, you are already set to go. You already have a position secured, and you've graduated, and all you have to do is take that big test, and you're good to go. It's called the NCLEX. Everybody has to take a test to get their license, right? All right, so I'm gonna go into professionalism. Anybody have any questions about the nursing program? If you do have. All right, so which one of these looks professional to you?
The right one.
The right one, why?
Because she's paying attention to the patient.
What else? What about her?
If she ain't on her phone,
She's not on her
Eye
phone.
contact.
Eye contact, what else?
she looks like she cares.
She looks like she cares, just her appearance, right? She looks like she cares, she's smiling. She's got therapeutic touch. What about our friend on the left?
He don't care.
Why doesn't he care?
He's on his phone, not looking at the little dude behind him. He looks mean.
He looks mean. But you don't hear anything, it's just his appearance, right? We're just looking at pictures. We're judging this just by pictures, and you can tell, right? You can tell just by the appearance. All right, so definition: professionalism, the conduct, behavior, and attitude of someone in a work or academic environment. It includes respect, responsibility, integrity, and commitment. Key traits: we're going to talk about responsibility, communication, appearance, and presentation. All right, our first is responsibility. Okay, first thing up there is being on time to class and to work. Why is it important to be on time?
Because if you're not, you show that you're not reliable.
You show that you're not reliable. What else? Anybody else?
Might be.
People think you don't care. So myself as a nurse, when it's time for me to go home, I don't get to just go home when you show up to work. I have to give what's called a report. So I have to tell whoever's coming on to take my patients, I have to tell you about my patients, right? I have to give you a report on what's going on with them, right? It's called transition of care, okay? I have to appropriately tell you about the patient so that you know what's going on, right? What happens if you're late coming in? Say louder.
You have to stay later.
I have to stay later. What happens when I have to stay later?
I would assume you'd be a little upset.
I would be a little upset. Who else is upset? Is my boss happy? No. Why? Because that's probably gonna put me in overtime, right? I'm in overtime because you're late. I have 2 kids and a husband at home. My daughter plays roller derby, practices every Tuesday. What if it's a Tuesday and you're late on a Tuesday? I take her to practice. Who's gonna be upset? My daughter. So because you're late, my daughter's gonna be late. My daughter's gonna be upset at me. It's a whole cascade of things that happen because one person's late, okay? And you're right, that makes me think that you are not reliable. Do I want you taking over for me the next time? No. What happens if you do it again the next day?
No, I'm tired. Because I would be.
You're late the next day and the next day. You start making everybody else late. You get a bad reputation, right? And then it's time for your boss to start having a conversation, right? Because everybody's upset. And that doesn't make for a very good work environment, does it? Your boss does not want unhappy coworkers, right? And you're upsetting the bunch. Completing assignments and tasks by deadlines. Why is that important?
don't fall behind.
You don't fall behind, what else?
So it doesn't affect everyone else's work.
It doesn't affect everybody else's work, right? Everyone has a job to do, right? If you didn't have a job to do, you wouldn't be there, right? They're not just gonna pay you to be there for nothing, right? So if we have a job to do, and our job gets brought up to our boss's job, right? So we have reports that are due to our boss. And our boss has to have those reports done on time, right? So what happens if our reports aren't done for our boss? He's probably gonna be mad, right? Because he or she's probably gonna have to do them themselves, right? Because you don't have them done. And if those reports aren't done on time for his or her boss, what's gonna happen? They're gonna be mad, right? You have to be dependable. If you're not dependable, they're gonna find somebody who is. Okay? So it's important that you're getting your things done on time. How about in school? So what happens if you five are in a group? You have a class project going on. And all of you have a part to play. And second person there doesn't do their work because they're sleeping. But you all get the same grade. Are you guys gonna do the work? Yeah, why?
Because I want a good grade.
Because you want a good grade. Are you gonna choose to work with them again? Yes or no? Are you gonna carry their weight again? You gonna have them on your team? Again, so you can do their work again? Do double the work? Probably not. Right? You want somebody who's gonna play their part. Someone who's gonna be reliable and do their portion of the work. You don't want somebody that you're going to have to do their stuff, right? Someone that's gonna mess around and get the same grade as you, that's not fair. Owning your mistakes and learning from them. This is huge. Do you guys know what this is called? Anybody?
Taking accountability.
Accountability, yes. I love that all of your classes do this work. Accountability. Accountability is huge when you get into the workplace. It's huge in professionalism, okay? Being accountable for your actions. Myself, as a manager, as a leader, I would much rather know about a mistake, about an error that happened, that you made from you, okay? I don't wanna hear about it from anyone else. I don't wanna find it myself. If you know that you've made an error and made a mistake, you need to let your leader know. It shows accountability. It shows that you're responsible. You're owning up to your mistakes. When you're accountable, you say, I made this mistake. I want to know how to fix it. And chances are, if you made the mistake, someone else could probably make it too, right? And hey, if someone else can make it, let's figure out a way so that people don't make these mistakes, right? Maybe there's something we can do to change the process. make it better for everyone, okay? Accountability is huge. There's no one in here that hasn't made a mistake before, right? That's how we grow, right? That's how we get better at what we do. Communication. Let's talk about communication. Communication and professionalism. This is big. Speaking clearly and respectfully, in person, in emails, and online. If we're sending an email to someone who has just interviewed us, we're sending the email in a professional manner. We're not using all caps. We're using spell check. We're using an appropriate introduction, an appropriate ending. We're not using abbreviations. We're not pretending like it's a text message to our best friend. We're not LOLing. We're not putting emojis in there, right? We're being professional. Let's talk about online. Let's think about your social media right now. Would you want your grandmother getting on your social media right now? And looking at all of the things that are on your social media and the things that you're tagged in? If the answer is no, then you should rethink about what's on there. Because what's out there, everyone can see, including those people who you want to hire you. Businesses. Your social media is a reflection of who you are, whether you like it or not. They look it up. They do. You have control over your social media. You have control over what you're tagged in. You have control over what photos are out there. Don't just think about now. Think about your future. Think about a couple years from now. Think about when you're trying to get that professional job. If you don't want your grandmother to see it, don't put it out there. I promise you, these things will come up. Not just pictures, words as well. Think about what you're posting out there. Because it's out there. People take screenshots. Screenshots don't disappear. Social media is huge. It's huge. And if you are working somewhere, pay attention to their social media policy. Many, many people lose their positions because they don't adhere to social media policies. They take pictures at work, they make comments about their employer, they make comments about people they work with, and then they get fired. It happens all the time. It goes back to the basics. If you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. It's just always better not to say anything at all if you can't say it. Okay? Especially on social media. Okay? Be mindful of your tone and your body language. Okay? Everybody's watching all the time. All right? Actively listening, being present. What does that mean to be present? Say louder.
Be focused and have eye contact.
To be focused. Good eye contact. So being present means paying attention to what that person that is talking to you has to say. Not having your phone out. Not being focused on what's going on behind them. Not being focused on what's going on beside you. Being focused on what they're saying. They're there for a reason. They're talking to you for a reason. Being engaged with them. Technology is huge. I know it is. So being present is putting the phone down, putting the laptops down, not paying attention to the TV. And if someone asks you a question, you can be able to answer it. Or when they're done talking, you can have a conversation with them about what they were speaking to. It's about being present. And these days we're missing that a lot. Okay? People notice when you're present, and they notice when you're not. Very important. Appearance and presentation. We're going to dress different when we're in different environments, right? So when we're in school, we're not going to dress the same as when we're at work, right? For job interviews. How are we going to dress for a job interview? Professional. What does it mean to dress professional? Put yourself together. So we're dress business casual. What does business casual mean? Respectable. Are we going to wear jeans? No jeans. No jeans, no sweatpants. Nothing with holes in them. Our clothes are going to be clean. Guys, we're going to wear polos or button-up shirts, right? We're going to wear dress shoes if we have them. No midriffs, no short skirts, no big high heels. All right? When you come in for a job interview, I want to focus on you. I don't want to be focused on what you're wearing. But if you walk in and you're wearing jeans with holes in them and you're chewing gum, that's what I'm going to be focused on because that's inappropriate. All right? That's the first thing I'm going to focus on is your gum and your jeans because that just tells me that you probably really don't care about getting this position because you didn't care enough to present yourself in a professional manner. Also, your hair. When you're coming in for a job interview, I want you to make good eye contact with me when you're talking. And to make good eye contact, I need to be able to see your eyes. All right? Both of them. Lots of times hair is kind of all over. I need to be able to see your eyes. It needs to be out of your face. You need to be well-groomed, well-kept. Because I want to see who I'm interviewing. Now, if you're interviewing for a position on some of the floors in the hospital, they may ask you to wear scrubs because they may want to interview you and then they may want you to spend some time on the floor with some of their nurses, seeing what it's like to work there, right? So in that case, it would be appropriate to wear scrubs. Or if you are going to be working, let's say a construction site, and they want you to know what it's like to work on a construction site. They're going to ask you to wear jeans and steel-toe boots, okay? If they want you to wear something different, or there's a question as to whether you need to wear something different to the interview, all you have to do is ask. They will appreciate you asking those types of questions, okay? keeping your workspace, yourself clean, neat, and organized. When you're going to work, you need to wear work attire, okay? Your leaders and your bosses should not have to tell you how to dress when you're at work, because your employee handbook knows how you're supposed to dress. You know how you're supposed to dress, right? If you're supposed to wear black shoes, wear black shoes. If you're supposed to wear the shirt that they gave you, then wear the shirt that they gave you. Make sure it's clean. If you're supposed to have a name tag, wear your name tag, all right? It's about being professional. It's about doing what you're supposed to do, okay?
In today's world, employers want new workers to be responsible, ethical, and team-oriented, and to possess strong communication, interpersonal, and problem-solving skills. These skills set the foundation for a culture of excellence, integrity, and mutual respect. When you take all these attributes and wrap them together, you get professionalism in the workplace. In this video, you'll learn what professionalism is, why professionalism is important in the workplace, and how to show professionalism on the job. So, what is professionalism? Professionalism is a set of behaviors, qualities, and attitudes that reflect a commitment to one's work, colleagues, and the organization. Demonstrating professionalism in the workplace is an essential skill, and if done correctly, can yield positive results throughout your career. So, why is professionalism important in the workplace? In addition to getting along with your teammates and supervisors, there are several reasons why being professional in your career is beneficial to you. Career advancement. Demonstrating professionalism on the job shows your supervisors that you can handle responsibility. Professionals are more likely to be considered for promotions and increased responsibilities, which can lead to higher pay. Workplace harmony. By showing professional behavior at work, you'll earn more respect from your colleagues. It fosters a positive work environment and effective teamwork. It shows everyone in your organization that they can depend on you. Reputation building. When others see you as being professional, you demonstrate to them that you are reliable and dependable. Building a professional reputation can open doors to new opportunities. So, how do we show professionalism in the workplace? Here are some key components on how to display professionalism on the job and show your commitment to your work. Punctuality. This includes arriving to work on time and when you're scheduled. This also involves getting your assignments completed and meeting deadlines consistently. Communication. Demonstrating effective written and verbal communication skills is a must. Always be clear, concise, and respectful in your interactions with others. Dress code. Dressing appropriately sets a tone of professionalism for the rest of your coworkers and shows them that you care about how they perceive you. Each career dresses uniquely, so be sure to adhere to the company's dress code to present a polished appearance. Respect. Always treat others with respect. When you're polite and respectful, you'll gain the respect of your peers and superiors, which can lead to more opportunities for career growth. Accountability. A professional individual takes ownership of their actions and is not afraid to admit when they're wrong. Don't try to hide your miscues or put the blame on other people. Instead, own up to your mistakes and work to correct them. Continuous learning. Embracing a mindset of continuous learning shows your employer you are willing to adapt to evolving job requirements. This includes seeking out constructive feedback, attending workshops and seminars, and pursuing additional certifications to enhance your skills and grow in your position. Accepting a job offer is undoubtedly an exciting achievement, but how you act, present yourself, and grow in the workplace is equally, if not more, important to sustaining your success in the workplace. Whether it's interacting with teammates or supervisors, or simply showing up to work on time, Your commitment to professionalism sets you apart and paves the way for a promising future and a great career.
Alright, you guys have any questions? Any questions?
Any questions? None whatsoever? Those of you wanna go into nursing, no questions?
I do have a question. I forgot it in the video though. So I need a moment.
Anybody else have any questions?